Hello everybody, it's Mike Stott and
Karen Cunningham,
your AE and former president and current board member and certified geek, talking about numbers this month, about June, reporting on May 2026 numbers. And the reason why this is important is so that you can serve your community better when people ask you about what's going on in the real estate market. You'll have some facts to be able to present to them, and what makes it special is the artist in you that interprets the facts so that your clients can make decisions based upon them. In doing this, we protect private property rights and we elevate our profession. In fact, Karen and I and Tammy Strickland are going to DC in a week and a half or so to talk to our politicians and promote our realtor state, local, and national agenda to our local legislators there at the Capitol, and to meet the other people from around the country and find out things that are going on in their area. It's quite a busy weekend, and DC is DC, but we're going to have some fun and learn some stuff, and we'll get back to you on that once we come back. Just to let you know, I'll start with the good news, is the median price of our average home went back up to $499,000, $450,000 last month. If you look at the stats, we have, 1,335 on the market, which is up 42, which is a pretty significant percentage. 201, 15% of them are over $1 million. We had 30 homes close in April, over $1 million. That means we have 6 months remaining in inventory. And the average home, if you look at the days on market, we seem to be hovering in the mid 50s to 60s, except for the $400,000 to $500,000 range. That's down at 35. But when I first started doing these several years ago, the days on market were like 2 and 3 and 11. So we've had to adjust our marketing plans so that we can talk with sellers for a longer period of time about why their home isn't selling. And hopefully this will give you some ideas on what to talk to. We do have another 570 under contract. And if you look, the median price under contract for about a fifth of them is $475. And for the rest of them, 4/5 of them, it's $499, $450. So I would expect, and I could be wrong, numbers, they could all be higher in the higher end, that we end up like at $493, $494 next month. So It went up and it's going to come down a little, which is going to be sort of interesting to see what the press says, because so far for the last month, we've been at $499, $900. Now, what's interesting is, how do I do this? You guys ask how I get these stats, and I just thought I'd go in the matrix and show you. What I do is I just come in and I search. Of course, you have to log in. I choose my county, Cherokee County, and you have to pick Georgia because that pesky Alabama is there.
Careful.
And then I'm going to show for the year to date. I'm going to go back and start on January 1st. I'm going to come to the year so far into the end of May, and I'm going to search. Why did this close? This is 2-1 instead of 1-1. Oh, well, you make sure that says 1-1, and you get the results, and we're going to get slightly different results in doing this, but I get all the actives, pending, and solds. I click all, and then I hit stats, and I click the tabular button. And so people have asked me, they've emailed me, how do you get these stats? That chart looks so nice. It takes a minute or two for it to come up, and it shows that we have 1,354 active. This is a day or two later since I pulled the statistics. Coming soon, active under contract, pending, hold, and closed. And if we look, the median sales price for the year so far is $475.
Okay.
So I do this each month, but you might want to take the whole year to compare it, because it gives you more data and it shows you, a lot of different things. But this is how I generate these slides and the information in them. I just thought you might want to know. If I look between 900,000 and $1 million, we had 8 closings. 800 to 900,000, we had 18 closings. 7 to 800, we had 23. 6 to 700, we had 42. 81 sales in 5 to 600. This is Millie the Wonder Dog demanding to be on screen.
Yes.
Okay, she says, I'm on screen. And I say, give me a kiss. And she'll give me a kiss. She's a smart girl. 4 to 500 and 5 to 600 and 3 to 400 seem to be the sweet spots. If we look that we had, a closed total of 407 sales, almost 300 of them are in that price range. 3 to 400, we only had 15 sales because there's just not that much on the market. Right now we have 33 active. 3 are mobile homes, 1 is leasehold, 8 are self-identified as fixer-uppers, 15 are attached housing, meaning they're townhouses or condos, and there's nothing wrong with townhouses or condos. I wish we had more of them to sell, and 3 are move-in ready. So looking forward, what will we see next month? I think we're going to see, this is what's gone on. Remember, last month I talked about, is this a trend? We've had 4 months. I don't like to identify trends till 6 months. My trends got all screwed up because we went back up, which is good news. And we had more sales, 407 sales. Now, I've shortened this. Last month I showed you 16 years worth of statistics. It just gets too busy. I've gone back 10 years, and you can look, we're still not selling all the way back to the 2017 level, and we have more houses that have been built so far. So we're not selling as many. People are staying in their houses longer than they used to. Why? Because the interest rates are high and they have low interest rates, and there's uncertainty out there, and people are just staying in their houses. Now, I also changed the chart a little so that we could read it rather than having 17 years worth of data and 17 lines.
A little less.
I just went back to 2020 and I've identified them. If you looked up until last month, this was 2026. Ouch! Now we're actually a little ahead. What I expect for next month, as we come into June, I suspect we'll be here somewhere. So we'll be above 2023, but below 2024 and 2025. Now I might be wrong, but I'm just going out there to say, hey, the market, I was worried we were down for a drop of 8 to 10%. Doesn't look like that's happening, but we're going to need to see what happens in June, July, August, and September. And then we slow down a little again after that. Backing up all this data is the Georgia Association of Realtors statistics. Again, they're a month behind ours, but they show that the median sales price through the year to date was $470. I went through May, it showed it at $475, so we're in congruence there. The reason why we're in congruence is this is just single family, and the townhouses and condos are less than that. Now there's fewer sales. There's only been 139 sales compared to 1,147 house sales, but that pulls it down to the figures that we're looking at. Okay, so all the numbers are there. You need to be able to explain them to your clients. And how am I explaining them today? What am I saying? I'm saying, look, you want to make your home as attractive as possible to the buyers that are out there, because we do have more supply on the market. The interest rates are higher, and buyers are risking uncertainty in order to buy your home. So we need to make it look as good as possible inside and out. We need to offer incentives sometimes. We need to make sure the other agents know about it. We need to market our butts off and show our clients how we're marketing it. One of the things you might want to do, send them a copy of this video. I don't mind. It shows that, hey, this is one of the things the Board of Realtors do. I like it. Steal it. Create your own. Do what you want. Yes. What I'm trying to show you is this is what you can get your clients, and you can go down to a much more micro level, although the numbers don't make as much sense until you start getting to the real micro level and you're comparing one house to another. But when you're comparing a neighborhood to all of Cherokee County, the numbers might be skewed. So play with that. In fact, I'm showing a house right after this today. It's listed at $600,000. Everything else in the neighborhood is sold for over $800,000. Same square footage, same lot. I assume the house needs a lot of work, but that's what I'm going to discover. And that's where the micro level, that's where our artistry, that's where our feet on the ground knowledge really matters. So we're not artificial information, we're actual information.
That's right.
Although AI is getting more and more interesting to me. Here's a graphic of what Cherokee County is doing compared to the entire state of Georgia. You can see, hey, yeah, our market's relatively flat. And on the condo townhouse market, it's gone down just a little. For rent, for your clients that can't buy, are they going to rent? It's not a whole lot of relief. It's $2,348 to rent a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot house in Cherokee County. And to rent a 1,800 square foot townhouse, it's $2,100. So it's expensive to rent also, which is why people should buy. In fact, if you go to my Facebook page, Mike Stott, look me up. I just said Cherokee County is redoing their housing ordinances and zoning, and you might want to, there's a survey there that you might want to participate. My vote is that we increase density by building more of the missing middle, meaning triplexes, duplexes, small condo associations, more density, smaller places, so that they're more attainable or viable, and we can keep our green open spaces without being developed into 1 acre to 5 acre houses, which is what we've been doing mostly for the last 20 years. And I'll get off that soapbox. Here's a house party.
Woohoo! Who's that crazy girl?
I don't know, but how did you get in with,
gone by.
how did you get in with kids and play? There you go. Karen did not know I did this.
I did not. That's hilarious. Yeah, so we have one very cool thing coming up in September. On September 10th, we have our 90s open house party. We have an awesome 90s band. We're going to have barbecue. We're going to have a blowout end of summer party, and tickets went on sale yesterday. So you can find that link on our website. If you go to the calendar, go to September 10th and click on that link and get your tickets. You can invite. It's open to everybody. Obviously, Realtors and our wonderful affiliate partners, but you can bring your family, you can bring your neighbors, your best friends, you can bring your clients. We just want to really have a great time. It's going to be at the Mill on Etowah on the green. We have the stage and the whole green rented. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, in fact, the person I'm going to see after this, he bought a house here. He bought a house for each of his daughters. He bought an investment property for his son who's in the Marine Corps. And now his sister-in-law is moving here, and he's looking at buying her a house also. Cool. So I'm sitting there. I'm going to take the whole family to this party because the daughters, they're in their late 20s, early 30s. They're going to love it. The son, he may be off duty. And the parents, this is going to be enough that we're going to have a good time because it's going to be songs that we remember.
Oh, yes.
And what's amazing is some of you don't know, or some of you know that I'm assistant scoutmaster for a Boy Scout troop. When I'm driving long distances, the boys all want to listen to 80s and 90s rock.
Because it's the best.
Yeah, I mean, and this band, I've heard them and heard their clips. They're wonderful. We're going to have a good barbecue. Of course, we're right by Reformation Brewery in case you're interested in imbibing a little, having some fun, dancing and hanging out with some top professionals and their clients in the real estate industry, and a lot of sponsors. We're also going to have a silent auction, which is going to have some cool things on it. I think we're looking at 5 to 6 baskets or things to bid on, and this is going to help raise funds for some of the political action that we do, but it's not an RPAC event.
It is not.
It is open to everybody. It's on the green, and we really hope you enjoy it. Enjoy kids and play. And Karen, who was at the house party,
it's gonna be way better than kid and play. Yes. For those of us, who lived our Nirvana era.
Yes, there you go. This was Karen. This was Karen after her grunge look, but before her emo phase. So.
Yes. I had a lot of phases.
And if we're really lucky, we may get Karen up on stage singing "Hey There, Delilah." There we go. Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? We're gonna have a lot of fun. We want you guys to join us there. This is. I've done client events for several years, and I spend easily $100 per person that shows up. So inviting people at $50, you're getting a meal, you're getting a band, and you're getting some good company, and they'll have the opportunity to also bid on the silent auction items. Exactly. It's a fun party. And, for $50 a person, buy 5 tickets, bring somebody with you, and give 3 tickets away. It'll be great. It supports a lot of good causes, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Yay. Yay. Well, that's it for this month. If you have any questions, as always, ask me. If you think I screwed up, email me. If you liked it a lot, email Karen because she put it together. Thanks, guys.